And if the situation increases anytime soon, we will break in again one more time or as needed to keep everybody up to date as to what is going on. Once again, we are following developments in Nashville, Illinois, where the dam may be failing as we speak. We do know that the levee has been topped. At least 300 people have been notified via text messaging, and this will continue on throughout the morning.
And I thought we were going to go, but here we do want to tell you this because we just learned that all of the routes into town are also closed as well. So the Emergency Management Agency is on the scene. Of course, they are trying to notify again all of these people to get out of the flood path. We're talking again about the high school. We're talking about the elementary school. 3,000 people live in Nashville, Illinois, and they are all being told to evacuate, though there is a shelter in place.
I think we've got the emergency management team. Well, we're working to get the emergency management team on a Zoom to get an update as to what is happening right now. But a great point made by Michelle that the roads leading into Nashville are not open at this time. And to be honest with you, there's no need to go down there and get in the way. Let the emergency people do their jobs right now. Let them get the people out, get them to safe places. As this water begins to rise throughout the area, as I said earlier, it's up to about waist height at this time. That is a great deal of water. And the town of Nashville is not a very large town. This is a path that you take when you're making your way down to Carbondale and places like that. It's in southern Illinois. The roads are not very wide. You know, it's a small town.
It is a small town.
You got to keep that in mind too when people are trying to escape and get away. It can get congested pretty quickly.
And just to reiterate here, the Washington County, Illinois Emergency Management Agency sent out this Facebook message probably about an hour ago. And this again is on Facebook and on phones, but said the failure of this dam, the Nashville Dam, is imminent. So if you are in this gray path of the storm, or I should say the flood path of the dam breaking, which you can find on our Facebook page, that is the path that everyone needs to leave. So.
Yeah. And even if you don't see any water right now outside of the rain, that doesn't mean that you're necessarily in a safe place. So it's probably best to just heed the call of the emergency management, get up, get out, find a safe place to be until all of this is able to recede, and then maybe make your way back into your home.
Yeah, and we're looking at some of the reports. You said waist deep, yeah, 2 feet of water for some folks in that area. So let's go ahead and also go back to Anthony Slaughter, who's been keeping an eye on our weather impact. And this is really why we stay on this weather impact alert, Anthony.
Yeah, and unfortunately, so I've got an area here circled on the map. Let me try to move this up a little bit so we can get the entire area in on here. So what I've circled here is the path of where the water would go. So you see the arrow, the triangle there, that's the dam, the reservoir. And the area that's circled here and the polygon does show where the area would be impacted. This would cross over Greenwood Cemetery, Lebanon Road, St. Paul Cemetery over towards Nashville Grade School. And then eventually, as you get towards the end of that polygon, it's South Mill Street. And that is right about here. So this is South Mill Street. So all of what I just listed off here is in this polygon, and that's where the reservoir is. So this is right along Route 15, and as mentioned, the cemetery's there right along Lebanon Road, and then eventually into the downtown area, which is right about here, and that would be for area south. And there's also a Casey's nearby, and a couple other shops and stores. So if you're in this area, this is where you're being asked to evacuate in Nashville, Illinois. There's a reservoir right along Route 15, just north of there. And there's even parts of this area here, I'd say west from Lakeshore Lane, that is in this as well. And you're right, kind of like right in on that, right near the dam. There. So again, if you're in this polygon here from Nashville, Illinois, the cemeteries I just listed off there in that polygon right near Lebanon Road, into the, I would say, southern portion of their downtown, which there's also a, looks like a Dairy Queen over there. There's a El Indio, a little Mexican restaurant, I believe. And you've got the Nashville Grade School, but you all mentioned as well how, of course, it's summertime and school is out. So St. Paul Cemetery, Greenwood Cemetery in that as well. There are a couple of apartments that are kind of on the cusp of this. East Gate Apartments, which is right to the northwest of Greenwood Cemetery. And then you've also got right on the Mill Street. There are so many. I mean, there's a couple of churches there. You've got Sun Spa. You've got the Nashville Police Department, actually, which is right on that Mill Street, right where 127 is, where you see it. So everything that I'm listing off here is right along this street here. So it's right on the tail end of the polygon. But again, you're so close to where the water would be going if this were to fail that you definitely want to make sure that you're not anywhere close to that area if it does indeed fail. So this is, again, Nashville, Illinois, Route 15. There's a reservoir, and this is where the suspected water would go if that dam does fail. Hopefully that gives you a better idea of what to expect. And of course, if you heard any of those establishments, the cemetery, if you live near there, that's the reason why I listed those off. You need to evacuate and make sure you get to a safe place.